definitely got a nice bite in it. Yeah. But otherwise, it's still nice. Yeah, it's still nice. Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing the spring thing here, and I've got family on the other coast, so
Okay.
When they're having bad weather, we're having nice weather, and vice versa. So that's always handy for taunting the other folks. In the last few years, we've just had these blizzards, and like the entire middle and east of the country has just gotten blanketed in snow, like a blizzard or two per winter, and that isn't the way it used to be. Like I'm from Virginia, which is considered part of the South, and so like we might get snow once, and then a few days later it's gone. But like having these multiple blizzards per winter is just so strange, and people are like, yeah, don't want the snow, hate the snow now.
Yeah, I don't often see snow. Very, very, very rarely, unless I'm overseas.
So in Chicago, they have this thing called dibs, okay? And dibs means that you've shoveled out your car from its parking space, and then you put some random object there. It could be a lawn chair, it could be, a box, whatever.
It's true.
It'd be a cardboard box.
But if anybody touches that object or tries to move it, particularly if they try and park their car there, all hell is going to rain down on those people. And I don't even want to describe the amount of hurt that they're going to be in for violating dibs in Chicago. You just don't mess with that.
Okay, thanks for the tip. It's like Chris's tip to visiting Chicago for all the foreign people. It's a good tip, man.
We had a friend in Chicago who went out to the bars one night and parked his car and decided maybe he drank too much and didn't want to drive home, so he got a cab home. And there was a big storm that night, and he didn't find his car for 6 weeks. By the time he found it, there was a pile of tickets on it, so he just let them impound it. He was like, the tickets aren't worth it. He lost his car in a snowstorm, literally on the streets of Chicago.
Jesus, that's funny.
It was really funny. He didn't think it was too funny, but we all got a kick out of it.
That's a good story.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. This is our general community meeting, April 6th. I need to go and pull up the doc. Steve, could you grab the doc and stick it in the chat?
Yep. Give me 1 second.
Lots of things to cover. We did a pretty good job on our blogathon. Not, hundreds of blogs, but we got about 7 or 8 really solid blogs. So everybody who contributed, thank you so much. You should see your blogs being shared. So over the course of the next 6 weeks, your blogs will be posted out from the Ortillius site. I'm posting them from the Deploy Hub site and my own, and as well as Steve's. So please share them, get them around, and then we'll take a look at it at the end of, I think we figured out the end of May, and those of you who submitted, whoever gets the most will get a $50 Amazon card. I got a call from some of the folks who manage some of the meetups in India, and they would like someone to do a presentation. So Siddharth, Karam, Aditi, all of you who are in that time zone, if you are interested in doing a presentation on Ortillius, let me know. I'm happy to help you with that presentation and do any coaching so that you can take on that role. And
what's the meetup community name?
I think it's the Spinnaker community.
Okay.
And it may just be a DevOps. There may be another one that's just a DevOps community. But definitely, if you're interested, ping me. If you guys wanted to do a panel, you could do that. That could be fun. So however you want to do it, the opportunity is there, and I will coordinate that. Steve and team has kicked off our service catalog project that got kicked off on Monday. There was a great team and they've already started work. So we have now completely defined a champion group and we'll start moving with looking at the ladders for the champion group and get badges assigned. And for those of you who did a blog, you'll get a bronze ambassador badge. Siddharth has been busy with a new baby. Congratulations, Siddharth. He's got a beautiful baby girl. So once he gets his life back together, he will take on getting those badges sent out. Probably the most important thing I want to talk about today is May 20th. We are going to go ahead and pursue a, let's just call it for now, lack of a better word, Ortelius Contributor Summit that will hold on May 20th or thereabout in honor of Abraham Ortillius. So we're going to probably do a 4-hour kind of we'll manage it in Discord. So we'll record things ahead of time, and on May 20th we'll have a schedule, and I will publish the schedule in a blog, and then we'll just push it all through Discord. Even if it's just us on it, it will be a very good exercise for us to put together a contributor summit and start working towards that aim where we might have a bigger one. I mean, Jenkins has got a massive contributor summit. So anybody who's interested in working with me on that, please let me know. Garima will be helping me with it, and I'll try to, over the course of the next 5 days, put out some suggestions on topics, and I want to get it published by April 20th, so we have a month to advertise. We're not going to make this.
Block that on the calendar?
Yes, we should block that on the calendar. And I don't know if we should do it in the morning or the afternoon. I'm thinking morning because that's easier for the folks in India. The only group that we really are missing out on is the folks from Australia. And as of the 15th, we'll be having an architecture meeting with them specifically. So I think that's the best time for us to do it, unless somebody has a different suggestion, and we can work on that on the outreach. I think that this topic will get focused on the outreach committee moving forward now that the blogathon is done. And Siddharth will be working to really build the ambassador program, and the ambassadors would be the folks who would be doing things like talks at these events and, you know, having regular blogs and those kinds of things. So now that Siddharth is, I can tell Siddharth has probably had a long night with the new baby at home. But once he gets his feet on the ground, I think that the ambassador program will take off. So we could potentially have an ambassador group as well as the outreach group that does things like the contributor summit.
I have some updates that I can share across. Not much in detail, if you allow me.
Yes, please.
Okay, cool. So what you're doing is, and again, nothing rocket science at the moment is, but maybe a baby steps. Is one thing is we have a lot of knowledge in regard to Ortelius, and would be a good idea, and hearing your thoughts also, to have some certification program for Ortelius. So, for example, kickstart Ortelius user foundation training, maybe 3-4 hours of training worth of it. Similarly, Ortelius admin foundation training. Once the folks done this training, we will hand over them the badge and a certificate, and make them or call them out as a certified Ortelius Foundation certified professional.
Okay.
So I had a word with Tracy, but what is your thoughts of people out here? And if you think, you know, just a disclaimer, if you think it is a good idea, I have, let me know, you know, where should we start with, and whom should I enroll in building up this certification program. What we can take a clue is we don't have to build everything from scratch. Tracy and Steve already have something from Deploy Hub. We can reuse most of the content, not all of the content, and just refine it, kickstart. That is the easy way of doing it. All the people out here, your views, Sasha, Chris, James.
Yeah,
from
so
chat.
the goal would be to give the ambassadors something that they can work on specifically that's outside the realm of coding, and to give them a certification for doing the training. So if they're working on the training, then they could actually do the training in videos, perform the training if end users, however they want to use that certification. So ultimately it would be to start thinking about how to get people certified for the training and let the ambassadors take the old Deploy Hub training and turn it into Ortelius training.
That sounds so cool. I'll do the training even.
Yeah, you're going to be busy.
Yeah. I love learning, so you can test dummy me. Use me as a test dummy.
I'm the same way.
Yeah. I think it's a great idea. So like an Ortillius certified program. Is that the idea?
Yep. So we would
Jesus.
pull the
Wow.
we would take the training that I have, and we'd have to get it updated. And potentially we could even do small snippet of videos. This kind of the how-tos. We did do that. There's some out there for Deploy Hub. They're old. They're got the old front end, but it would provide the community with that ability to have Ortelius certified training.
Sure, that's cool. I think that's a great idea, personally.
We can use teachable.com. We can set up a course there for free, and the students can enroll and see the content there. We want to go that way.
What is that?
Teachable.com. Teachable.
I never heard of that one.
So basically, it's like similar to Udemy, but what it does allows to, it's like Udemy is a shared place. Like everybody puts their course, and you have to search on, go to Udemy's page, and you have to search those things. But what Teachable allows you to do that, you can set up your own website. Just a quick start. You have to just mention your domain name, and you can choose the layout of your tutorial or learning site, and you're ready to get started. So you're setting your own school basically. Easy kickstart.
I wonder what the cost is around it.
I think so. The free one, if the course is free, we don't have to pay anything. They will basically charge.
Okay.
So basically, if you want more customization, they will charge you a fee. Else, the free plan is good, and if the course has a price, the Teachable takes a part of the commission.
Got it.
Interesting. Well, we'll have to take a look at that. Look into that a little deeper.
Or what we can do is, as a starting point, is let's start building up the content at least for the user part and the admin part. So I'll add Sasha name to the user part, and maybe connect later sometime. Anyone else who should I add up the name, either in user in the admin sections?
Can we get a badge if we complete the training ourselves?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, as soon as we get it written, the stuff that's out there is just going to be too old and not appropriate.
Okay, cool. I would definitely be. I think it's a great idea. I don't mind helping Siddharth with writing stuff up or whatever. Yeah.
And I think that idea of getting people badges if they complete the training is a great idea. And I spoke to Garima, and I told her that while we have great badging, a good recognition program now, I think that we can launch for contributors. We don't have one for end users, so we need to create an end user group. I don't know what we'll call
anyone
them.
else whose name should I add up? And what I'll do is then I'll connect with them separately.
Yeah, you might as why don't you put me on there as well?
Yeah. Okay.
And me.
Yeah. Okay.
And we'll revisit this next week during the outreach call too, because there's some folks that show up for the outreach and they don't show up for any of the other calls, and they may that might be something that they're interested in doing. And Siddharth, run with that ambassador program any way you want. If you want to start holding meetings that are specific to ambassadors, if we want to start looking for folks who would want to be ambassadors. I've really only recruited folks that would be contributors. The group that we see right now who are willing to jump in kind of in both worlds. But we can start reaching out to other folks who might be interested in being ambassadors and grow that program. So we might want to do kind of an ambassador outreach. You might think about that.
Yep. I guess we can replace something which you're doing right currently. The other thing was, and that is also a quick small task is, we have been speaking and we have been advocating it for a long time, which is Twitch TV, in which what we plan to do is we are starting to do some podcasts. And believe me, we don't need much of the efforts, much of gadgets. It's just that in the words of Tracy, we just need two people and they do any sort of conversations around microservices, around Deploy Hub, around Ortelius, or something which benefits this community. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, we're not sticking up with the time itself. Have a conversation as we generally do it at these platforms. We'll record it and post it on Twitch TV. Simple.
Yep. So we're looking for two personalities is what we're looking for to take on Twitch TV. And the topics could be any topic, we'll just come up with a schedule and do a, like some kind of a monthly Twitch TV. We might even start, I don't know if we can host our meetings on Twitch TV, but it feels like that we need to start shifting away from this Zoom format, webinars. I think that Twitch TV and podcast are sort of the new thing that people want to look at. So I'm just trying to keep that in mind. And if we could find two individuals who want to, have you ever been on a radio station or any of the talk shows? You usually have two personalities that are willing to take a topic and banter for the first few minutes, and then they introduce a host. That's the format I'm looking for.
Aditi, Aditi, Karam, I think you guys can start with, and it could be as basic as what you've done in the blogathons also. We don't need great theories coming out, but something simple also will work.
Yep. So
Yeah, I think we can do something basically like introduction to microservices and basically dive deep into that more. We can start with that.
Okay. Yes, that's what I said. We can start as simple. So what I'll do is I'll add your name, Karam, to this. Anything else? Anyone else? Aditi?
You already have a Twitch channel now, or is that
No.
to come?
Not yet. Go ahead, Didi.
I actually missed what I was saying. My bandwidth is really low and the connections is really fluctuating. So if you could repeat what.
It's very simple. If you want to, whatever you learned, for example, in Ortelius at the moment, and you just want to have a talk with, let's say, Karam on that, as an example, we just want to record it and post it on the Twitch TV. So Twitch TV is a platform of recording your videos and your podcasts, something similar to your YouTubes or your recordings.
Yes, I'm aware of Twitch TV. Yeah, sure. Count me in.
Cool. So we'll start with small. People can go ahead and add up also. We're just adding Karam and Aditi's name, but the more the better. Cool. What we'll do is we'll create a channel also of audience.
yes.
Okay, I think Tracy, we can we have something good to look forward this one.
Yep. I think that the ambassador group is going to end up with a lot of fun stuff to do.
On fire. There's Adas. Adas is on fire.
Yes, he is.
You should get an on fire badge.
And he's got his Trello board all set up. He is ready to roll.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's ready to roll.
All right. I think that covers it. Unless there's any other topics that I have forgotten that we should go over.
We have a few new people probably on board today.
Yeah, Timotop, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, good afternoon, everyone.
Hello.
Hi. I joined. Sorry about the chicken. I live on a farm.
I love
Sorry
chickens.
about that. I joined from the program She Code Africa, an open source program for a month. So that's how I joined your team. So I'm going to be with you guys for the month of April. I'm a data scientist. So data analytics, data science, that's what I basically do. Yeah.
Well, you can be with us longer than just a month if you find that we're an interesting group to hang with. We would love to have more folks from the She Code Africa program to be permanent contributors to the Ortelius project. So
Okay.
please, put that word out. And while a lot of people don't understand the basic structures of open source because they don't get involved and they think that it's just a lot of really good programmers getting together to write really cool software, it's not always the case. And it's a good place to learn to write software, to collaborate, learn about, how to get things, your issues resolved and open issues and pull requests and seeing kind of the CI/CD process. So please put the word out that we're happy to support the She Code Africa effort long after the boot camp.
All right, I will do. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
And I'll be looking at your pull request today. I just haven't had a chance to get caught up.
Yeah, I made the changes and I wasn't sure how. So I thought I was going to see another pull request button for the new changes, but apparently just pushing it is enough. It automatically updates.
Yeah.
Sure.
So what we typically do is if you make multiple changes, you'll get multiple commits against the same pull request.
Okay.
And then you may get something where we'll say squash them. And this is where Sasha is really good at it, messing up Git. When you go to squash the commits into one. So what it's going to do is going to take your local, let's say you have 10 local ones. We're going to squash those into one big one that we're going to push over to the main repo. I'll work with you on that, or Sasha can help you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, I should probably learn to do it.
You have to start teaching it so you know how to. When you teach is when you learn.
Exactly.
And for those of you who do not know, we are Deploy Hub sponsored She Code Africa's boot camp. And as part of that, we submitted a project for Ortelius, and Aisha and Sasha are serving as mentors to 2 women from the program.
With hopes to recruit them to Ortelius, of course.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. We want more women. We want more women. And just as a side note, I did get reelected to the board of the CD Foundation. I'm honored to serve again. In my kind of my application, I wrote basically 3 sentences. It said, I'm running again because a couple of people asked me to, but if you don't elect me, send women. And actually, I got elected, and Jane Grohl from the DevOps Institute are now we're both on the board as member reps. So I'll be doing that for 1 more year. And there's always these other groups that the Ortillius projects can be part of. Remember that you can attend the CDF's technology oversight committee groups. You can get involved in the events groups. You can get involved in the best practices group. You can get involved in any of the groups that are out there. So if anybody wants to be more involved in any of the things that's happening at the Continuous Delivery Foundation, reach out to me and I'll go over what groups that might fit what you want to do, and we'll get you in them.
Sounds awesome.
In fact, I posted on the our portal also that if anyone has any great stories in the DevOps space to be called out, to be shared across. I work for NatWest Group. We do a monthly events of people sharing their DevOps stories, a 30-minute session. So if you want to represent yourself, reach out to me. Anything in DevOps space. It could be tools, it could be culture, it could be people, it could be just anything that you want to share.
It is at a strange time though for those of us in the U.S. But I've already committed to getting up and presenting at 5:30 or whatever time it is. I'm totally happy to do it. But 3:30 for the Spinnaker group, I was like, yeah, I can't do 3:30 in the morning. There's just no way I can do that. I just know me. I would be a mess.
Who for the Spinnaker one? Who should they reach out to get more info on that?
Just shoot me an email and I will get them the info. It's the OpsiMex group that's managing it. I'll just do it privately so we don't share an email anywhere.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else that we have going on? The only other announcement is we're going to be doing like a stand-up every Monday for probably the next probably 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks for the development project that we got going on. So that'll be Monday, 8:30 Mountain Time, same time as this one, but on Monday. And I'll be sending out the invite here shortly, so it'll get on everybody's calendars.
And the purpose of that is if you're working on the service catalog and you're really struggling with something and you need to chat with Steve or a broader group, that we just have something standing that everybody knows that they can bring their issues to Steve or whoever else might help solve the problem in that meeting.
Steve, how do I get a task? Do I just go to the project board in GitHub?
Yeah, go to the service catalog project in the issues, and then find a task that you want and try assigning yourself. Christopher, I'm still working on what's happening. Does anybody know if GitHub permissions work if you belong to multiple groups or multiple like development teams, if it takes the lowest permission or the highest permission? So if you're like a maintainer in one group and then you belong to another group as like a reader, and both groups are assigned to a repository, which one is going to take the higher or lower set of privileges? Because I think that's what's happening.
My thought is that it's working the opposite of the way that you seem to be experiencing it. I thought that like every time you got granted a team, it added to what you had access to and never took it away. But I haven't actually tested that. So if you find out that to be true, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, that's why I because there's there's multiple groups associated, and I have to go through and make sure, because I have a feeling, Christopher, you're in multiple groups at some point, and you're also at the organization level. So somewhere along there, something's like restricting. It's like RACF versus ACF2. It's, if anybody knows mainframe security, it's like restricted based versus grant based. That's what I got to figure out. But I'll work on it.
And I got through 2 of the 3 tickets, but the 1 ticket nothing was showing up in, so I'm sort of lost. So if you get a chance to look at that, I'd appreciate it too.
Will do. No problem. That's all I had.
That's all I got. So thanks,
Alrighty.
everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes,
Thank you.
one thing.
Wait.
If you've heard of Microsoft, I shared it to Tracy also. Microsoft is in talks to buy Discord for $10 billion. Anyone is aware of it?
That's a B. $10 billion. I can't get over it.
You bought who? What? $10 billion?
Discord's going to be bought by Microsoft for $10 billion.
Oh, they're probably going to mess it up.
No, they won't. They won't touch it. Just like GitHub, they've not touched it all. They're just buying up all of these end user communities.
Yeah.
And that's a big gamer community, so they're buying up all the gamers.
Yeah, if you look at some of the Discord channels around, the gaming world, where people just watch people play games and stuff. You know, there's 20,000 people on the Discord at the same time for watching in person. And they hook it together with Twitch. So it makes it a nice platform to chat.
That's why the Twitch channels of interest that we need to start learning how to use that, and potentially we could do something similar.
Yeah, the thing with Twitch is that we're going to have to figure out is it doesn't persist. It is not a storage platform like YouTube.
Right.
So it is literally like a news broadcast platform.
So if we wanted to do potentially next year, if we wanted to do our Contributor Summit live, we could do it over Twitch and Discord.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So what is it? Only for live streams? Is it not? Doesn't it? You can't go back and view it. Is that the idea?
No, it is. You can kind of do. You can kind of have it set it up so it will record to YouTube Live, but it will not persist anything. So it's literally for like live TV. Well, you could do like pre-recording and things like that, and then post them. So you could do like record your news channel. Like we can record our podcast, and then you could go out and say, schedule this to play at 8 o'clock at night. And you can set it up in Twitch to do that as part of the programming. But it really is designed for, and you could loop videos over. So you can set up a queue of videos that you want people to watch. They can come to your channel and watch those. They'll be queued one right after another.
Well,
as part of that process.
We may have to look at using that for April 20th. Maybe I'll play on it before then. I'm sure it's not going to take that long to learn.
It's just different because it's just the broadcasting. And now I think you can also go from Zoom and push to Twitch as well. So you could do both, or so you can have multiple outputs.
Well, I will add that to my list of things I need to get to take a look at for April 20th, May 20th. Good thing it's not April 20th.
Yeah.
I'd be in trouble.
Alrighty.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Cheers, everyone.